Hello and welcome back to BOOKMAS. Today we are going to go through a book mail, and this is a little bit silly because I have, I think, 2 or even 3 videos of opening book mail that I haven't even uploaded because I still have some major editing to do. But those are going to take a backseat for this week because I have a pile of book mail that I need to open before I leave. The day you're watching this, I should already be at Dragonsteel, but that's where I'm headed, and my vlogs from Dragonsteel are going to be a little bit later so that I have time for editing. But we have a big stack of book mail behind me, so let's go ahead and jump right in. This first one is a Pango purchase. So I bought this one myself because I wanted this cover. It's Room for Rent by Noelle Eiley, and this one's an out-of-print cover. It's the indie version. I think there's a different version on Amazon, but I wanted to get this one too because I love her books, and so I want to collect all of the editions that she has. This one seems to be about this woman who hasn't felt safe in a long time, and in the rental house that she is living in, someone is starting to mess with her. Things like stealing her food, rattling her bedroom doorknob, digging through her belongings. It sounds so creepy. I am very excited to read it. This next one is an ARC. This is called The Caretaker. It looks so creepy. This is the same author as We Used to Live Here. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, We Used to Live Here is one of my favorite horror books, or maybe my favorite horror book I've ever read. It was so creepy. It was like old haunted house that these people bought to renovate, and then the old owners show up asking to show their kids around the house, and then they won't leave, and one of the kids goes missing, and it's horrifying. This one I'm only gonna read this little like excerpt from a paper or something. I like to go into a lot of thrillers blind, especially his books because his last one was crazy. But this one says, exciting opportunity. Caretaker urgently needed. 3 days of work, competitive pay, serious applicants only. I fear that anyone who applies to that job is making a grave mistake because this looks so creepy and I'm so in. Why is your tooth out like that, buddy? This one comes out on the 21st of April, by the way. This next one is called A Biography of a Mountain. This is about the making and meaning of Mount Rushmore. This sounds like it was a really meaningful book for this author. It was many years in the making, and it's coming out on the 100th anniversary of Mount Rushmore's dedication, which is cool. I get in a bad habit of reading only fiction for a long time, so this is my reminder I need to read some more nonfiction. Hi, buddy. This one's from Cosmo Reads, which I don't think I've ever gotten a book from. This one's called 1 Week Later, and this one comes out in January, and this actually isn't the final cover. It says the final cover is going to be revealed. 2 writers, 1 perfect week together. What could possibly go wrong? I'm going to guess a lot. So this is definitely a second chance romance. It seems like 2 years ago, this romance author, Melody, and this aspiring author, Beckett, had a whirlwind romance on this very dream vacation in Aruba. They had like a 7-day romance that quickly unraveled afterwards because of mixed signals and also just like bad timing for both of them. But since then, they've both written a book about it. It's been 2 years, and Beckett has skyrocketed to fame from this book, and Melody is seen as like a copycat because of it. They want to set the record straight, so they're gonna kind of meet up and reconnect and clear the confusion and also fall in love again. You think this is for you? I don't think HarperCollins has your address, buddy. Maybe they should send you some treats next time, huh? Yeah, that's kind of mean of them. This next one's called Honor and Heresy. This one's an ARC that comes out in April. This one's a debut book from an Instagram sensation. I don't know this name, Max Francis, so I'm wondering if this is like a bookstagrammer or some other genre of Instagrammer, I'm not sure. It's supposed to be atmospheric, gothic, dark, academic fantasy about 2 scholars racing each other to find answers to an invasion in a haunted library. It's supposed to be for fans of Catabasis and A Study in Drowning. It sounds promising. Sometimes I get scared when there's so many descriptors thrown into a pitch for a book. It seems like it's like trying to catch like, if you like one of these things, you'll be interested, and they're just listing like so many things, but I'm excited. I hope it's really good. This one comes out in April. Okay. Update, he's just sitting on my lap now. No personal space to be had in this household, which is fine with me. This next one has a little sticker that says Audrey Lane Stirs the Pot. It has some goodies in here we'll see in a second. And here's the book. It's by Alexis Hall, and this one is like a baking romance. This one, I think I got an ARC of this book. I haven't read it yet, but it comes out in December, and it follows this woman who is starting fresh in life. She leaves her job, she leaves her relationship. She's trying to see the bright side in all these big changes she's making, but she ends up on a whim, I think like after a night of drinking, applying to this baking show. And at this baking show is where she meets her new love interest. Oh, cute. It has a little card. It says 1 cup found family, 1 cup queer community, 3 tablespoons reality TV, 1 tablespoon grumpy main character, 1 tablespoon sunshine main character, ½ cup cozy English countryside, and a pinch of workplace romance. So curious what's in here. We have a little Christmas red food coloring. I'm sorry I stopped petting you. And then we also have some edible rose gold glitter. Cute. Are you excited for this one? Wow. Okay, this is from an author. This is from Noelle Eiley. Funny because the first book I bought from this video was one of her books too, but this is... Why are you sniffing the mic? This is her brand new book, Forget You Saw Her, and she offered to send me a copy of it and she signed it, which was way too kind. I'm guessing she might have a dog or a cat or something because Onyx was sniffing that packaging quite a lot. But this one is the prequel to Ask for Andrea. Ask for Andrea is one of my favorite books I read this year. It's the thriller book that kind of flips the script and tells a story from the perspective of the 3 women who were the victims of this man. They're ghosts in the story and they're trying to make sure that he doesn't commit these same crimes again. And this one is the prequel where the name Andrea comes from, because in the Ask for Andrea book, there's this thing at the bar where if you ask for Andrea, they'll make sure that you get home safe. It's like a code word if you're kind of feeling like your date's not going well or somebody's being sketchy. And so this is the inspiration for that name, which is a really cool, based on a true story, where there's this woman who gave up her child for adoption and then years and years later found out that her child is now a missing person. And so she is dedicating her life to find her missing child, which sounds amazing. These next 2 I've already opened, but this one is Dante by Sadie Kincaid. It says the fan favorite series by the queen of dark mafia romance returns, expanded and with new exclusive content. So this one is a re-release. I'm very 50-50 with mafia romance and dark romance in general. Half the time I kind of hate it, and then there has been a couple of books that I've actually really enjoyed. So I'm a little bit nervous about this one. The MMC in this, I know that there'll be some reason, but it seems like this MMC, Dante Moretti, he killed his former fiance and her entire family on the eve of their wedding. What are you doing? Can we just not get close enough to each other, buddy? And it seems like she is his prisoner. So that's an interesting dynamic. I'm nervous, but anyways, the edges of this one are gorgeous. This next one is called One Small Mistake and it's by Dandy Smith. It says, one tiny lie, one small mistake, and everything changes. How far would you go to make all your dreams come true? Obsession and ambition collide in this twisty, thrilling, addictive novel for readers of Frida McFadden, Adele Parks, and B.A. Paris. It explores the complex relationships between sisters and the dark secrets that can be hidden by even those we know best. Oh, thank you. I've heard really good things about this author. This will be my first book of hers. This one's an ARC. This one's an ARC, but it actually already came out. And yes, we're back to just sitting on my lap. Next is another book I purchased from Pango. This one's The Thicket by Noelle Eiley. Heavy on the Noelle Eiley on this haul, but this one's another one of her books that I wanted the indie cover of. I'm gonna go into this one blind, but the cover looks so creepy. Okay, this next package is insane. This is a package that I got from Valentino. And I filled out the form for this, not expecting to get it. It was maybe we'll send something your way. And I got an email that they were sending something. I assumed they were gonna send the mini trial size or something. Valentino's a crazy expensive brand. They sent me 3 full-size fragrances. These each are worth $200 or something crazy like that. I'm flabbergasted. But I fear I also am obsessed with these scents. I've found my new signature scent. I've used the same perfume since I was in late high school. I found the scent that I thought would be my signature scent forever. They discontinued it for a couple years and brought it back. It was a Victoria's Secret scent and I love it. It's fantastic, but it doesn't hold a candle to any of these, let alone my favorite. They sent 3 fragrances in the Born in Roma collection. So we have the classic Born in Roma Extra Dose, and Born in Roma Intense, which is my favorite. This one's the intense one, and I absolutely love this scent. It's kind of like a dark woodsy floral. It says it has notes of amber and vanilla, and I'm not a huge vanilla girly in fragrance, but this one is just different. These are so expensive, so I know they're not a recommendation that everybody's just gonna go out and buy, but I highly recommend just going to a Sephora or somewhere that sells this and just doing a spritz to try it, because it's something I've never even reached for because of the price point, but it actually is so much better than any perfume that I've ever had, which I kind of hate because I always love when dupes and cheaper options are just as good, but this is not one of those instances. This is just the Born in Roma scent, and I think it's my second favorite one. It's a little bit more of a lighter floral scent, whereas the other one was a bit darker. And then lastly, the Extra Dose is, I don't know, I struggle. Every time I smell one of them, I'm like, that's my new favorite. This one's darker than the intense one. And these perfumes, they last forever. I sprayed one on my wrist a few days ago, and then my Apple Watch, just because it got a little bit of the spray on it, has made me smell like one of the perfumes, I don't remember which one I sprayed, for 3 days. Anyways, that was crazy. It's still a pinch me moment. I can't believe they sent this. It feels like an accident, but I'll take it. Okay, this next one is called Jealous Rage. This one's an ARC that comes out on the 27th of January. This is kind of crazy. This is a Sav R. Miller book. She's a hugely popular, I think, dark romance author. Ooh, this one's gonna be a dark, college romance. It's between a professor and a student, but the student's a freshman who's 25 years old. So it's not an 18-year-old and a 30-year-old, which those ones I can usually get the ick from pretty quickly. So we'll see. I'm excited to give this a try. I've actually never read anything by this author yet. This next package is super tiny. Like I can't imagine a book fitting in here. This is a little fantasy novella. It's called Nobody's Baby. This author wrote a different fantasy novella that was received really well earlier this year. This one's the second entry in that series. It's a cozy sci-fi mystery series helmed by a formidable, no-nonsense auntie of a detective. That sounds fun. It's an all-new adventure aboard this generation ship, featuring a cast of eclectic but lovable passengers, a slow-simmering queer romance, and a heap of fresh hijinks to untangle. That sounds like a blast. So funny, it's so thin the arc has to be printed like sideways, but this one's an arc that comes out in March. This next one is called Nemesis Mine, and this one's an arc that comes out in June. Oh, that's like super far away, honestly. This one says, a not-so-evil villain strikes a deal with a not-quite-perfect hero to fake a feud, boost their reputations, and try not to fall in love in the process. It's supposed to be hilarious, tender, sexy, and outrageously fun romp that blends the humor of assistant to the villain with the unforgettable romance of red, white, and royal blue, and the cozy fantasy vibes of Legends and Lattes. Love Legends and Lattes and Red, White, and Royal Blue. I haven't read Assistant to the Villain yet, but that combo sounds like a really fun read. This next one's my subscription from the Love Story Society. This is a new-ish book subscription that came out this year. It's through Eternal Embers, but it's like a really affordable, unlimited skip book box. It costs like $23 with free shipping, and you can skip as many times as you want and still be a part of the subscription, which I love. Here's the card with some information. So this is for the book Good Spirits. I've read this and it's my favorite holiday romance I've ever read. The little pitches on here are Healing Love, It Was Always You, Ghostly Holiday Romance, Grumpy Sunshine, and Antique Shop Owner, Ghost of Christmas Past. It's funny because they have unlimited skips, but I don't think I've ever skipped once because their picks are always on point. All right, here she is. So their books don't ever have like sprayed edges, but they're just a redone like special edition paperback, which I think it's worth it. It's so pretty. I love this edition, and I love that the back and even like the sides all themed just like the front is. This next one's from Pango. This is so crazy how many Noelle Eiley books I have in this video, but you can tell I looked on Pango for some of her older books. And this is my last edition of Ask for Andrea that I think I need. I believe I have all the other covers, but I didn't even know this existed until recently. This is another indie edition, and I have like 2 other indie editions. So for some reason there's like quite a few different copies, but I love this one and I was able to scoop it up for like $10. I have no idea what's in this Amazon box, but I think I must have ordered it, so we'll see. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, buddy. This is for your dad. This is not book mail, this is a PS5 controller because his dad is spoiled and is getting his first PS5 for Christmas. He doesn't have any gaming console, he's been a PC gamer for our entire relationship, not by like choice necessarily, just because it's the cheapest option. So for Black Friday, I splurged and got him a PS5 and an extra controller so we can play games together. He knows about it. I talked it through with him because it's just such a big purchase, but we're excited. We're already like thinking through the games we're gonna play, and it's gonna be really fun. So not book related, but there's this. This next one is a PR box for a book called Gallagher's Place. I'm so sorry that you don't have anything in here, bud. His dad is gonna come home very shortly, so we'll see if I can get through one more package first. And by his dad, I mean my husband. This is a little package of hot chocolate. It's from Portland, Oregon, from Moonstruck, and it's a mint chocolate hot chocolate, which sounds delicious. Ooh. Oh my goodness, this is fancy. We also have this sandalwood body lotion. It's from Hudson Valley. It smells so good. Yeah, Onyx is like, what is that? It smells delicious, huh? A couple of little reader notes, one that has some discussion questions, a book club kit, author Q&A, like a QR code to access all of that, and then a little note, which is fun. And then this is an ARC. It comes out, oh, that's funny. It comes out today as I'm recording this. So it's out by the time you're seeing this. It came out on the 2nd of December. But this book looks creepy. Oh, hi. It says, when Marlo, an illustrator living in New York City, returns to her family's bewitching Hudson Valley estate for the holidays, she discovers a murder on the property that draws her back into the haunting case of her teenage best friend's disappearance 20 years earlier. Sold, that sounds amazing. Adding this to my winter thriller TBR. Book ravioli package next. Ooh, I'm doing a video for this for Storygram Tours, but this is Meet Cute, and it is 14 different stories that count down to Valentine's Day, which sounds so cute. And it has a bunch of different authors that you'll probably recognize: Jennifer L. Armentrout, Danielle Clayton, Julie Murphy, just to name a few that I recognize. Super excited for this. It says, whether you believe in fate, luck, and there's his dad, or love at first sight, every romance starts somewhere. Meet Cute is an anthology of short stories featuring tales of how they first met. Wait, that sounds adorable. It says, open one sealed story each day from February 1st to 14th. I'm 100% participating in that. All right, let's see if we can sneak one more in before he comes inside. Ooh, This next one is a paperback copy of I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This is probably my favorite memoir I've ever read. It's phenomenal. If you read this, you have to do the audiobook though. She narrates it and she does an insane job. This story is heartbreaking. If you've watched iCarly or you followed her career at all, I think this is a must to kind of get an idea of what was happening behind the scenes because it's eye-opening and I never could have ever imagined. This next one is called Dawn of the Firebird, and this one has insane sprayed edges. They go all the way around, which is gorgeous. This is the deluxe edition, so you can get this anywhere. It's just the first printing of the book. Kind of interesting, it doesn't have any like end papers or anything on the hard case. I'm used to like books that they spend that much time on the edges to have like some sort of end paper situation. It says the raven, crane, and firebird each chose a tribe of man, granting humans heavenly magic, but power in man's hand caused endless wars for land. With mankind's destruction, the birds perished, taking with them their magic. Magic is now rare and war is common. I'm intrigued. It's blurred by Rebecca Ross, which is the author of Divine Rivals, which I loved, so I have high hopes. Oh, and also Ava Reed. This next one is a new Carissa Broadbent book. This is called Children of Fallen Gods. This might be like just newly published by Bramble. I know they've been picking up a bunch of her books. The first book is Daughter of No Worlds, and this is the second book in the War of Lost Hearts series. This one says, no war can be fought with clean hands, not even the ones waged for the right reasons, not even the ones you win. So this one was indie published 5 years ago, and now it's being picked up, which is so exciting for this author. Ooh, this is exciting. Next up is an arc of J.R. Ward's new book. She is such an established romanticy and fantasy author. She has so many books out. I got a book from her in a different series that was number like 50 in a series or something insane. That might be an exaggeration, but it was a lot. This one comes out in February, and it says that it's about an outcast that's burdened with a curse and a mercenary who's out for himself as they collide in the star-crossed, slow-burn romantasy full of monsters, demons, and high-stakes quests to save the kingdom. Whoa, that's crazy. I'm wondering if this is going to be like how the whole series lines up when they do the deluxe editions, because that's crazy to have them all planned out already, but I absolutely love. I never see just like normal traditional published books have designs like that. That's kind of typical for like book subscription boxes or like special edition purchases where you can buy them like this, but that's really cool. This next one is an arc called They Want Us Dead. Ominous. This one comes out in April. Oh, it's the author of Pride or Die, which is actually a book I read a couple of months ago and really liked. It was a young adult mystery book. This one's about two internet enemies who are forced to work together after a true crime meetup turns into a deadly case of its own. That's so fun. This one is young adult as well. I just noticed it's from Wednesday. I'm wondering if it has some of the same characters because it does have like, it seems like a focus on this queer group of teens, which was similar from the first book where we had like a gay straight alliance club that it was centered around. You are so nosy today, handsome. This next one I think is my subscription from the Bookish box. Okay, this one is from Stasia Stark. It's called This Vicious Dream. It's interesting. I actually have a book from this author on my monthly TBR that I picked out in yesterday's video, but I'm not sure, I haven't heard of this book before. It's from a series called The Kingdom of Death. It looks very gruesome. It does have some sprayed edges all the way around with some skulls. And here's the back of it. I sometimes keep these in their plastic, but I'm gonna take this one out. I have a feeling this is one I'm gonna keep just based off of the author. So let's take a look at the end papers. Ooh, it came with a little sticker. Here are the end papers in the front. That's gorgeous. And in the back, so same thing, front and back. Ooh, that's really cool. So the dust jacket is like see-through. So this is just the print of the actual hardcover book, which is absolutely stunning. It says a grimoire of one of three, a grimoire filled with incredible, unspeakable power. Calissian wants it, Kyle Dare wants it, the Silverian Queen wants it, I will protect it with my life. Next up we have the new Rebecca Ross book. This is the Owl Crate edition and it is to die for. I was lucky enough to get in on their like sale of this one. The edges are crazy and just like the design of the dust jacket all the way around is, I could stare at it all day. Here are the end papers in the front and in the back, how stunning. And then the bare hardback is gorgeous. The colors on this, like, I hope it's picking up. They're just the most beautiful bluish and purple colors. And then here's the reversible dust jacket. I cannot say enough good things about this edition. And then as if that wasn't enough, we have this really cool slipcase too that has designs all the way around as well. So absolutely insane. It's gonna make the most gorgeous edition on my like special edition shelf area. All right, this next box is from Dragonsteel. This is a new collection that's exclusive to TikTok Shop, which I thought was really interesting. I know a lot of publishers are playing with that concept where they're publishing on TikTok Shop because they can keep like basically all the profits. They're not sharing with like a bookstore. But this is a starter pack of Brandon Sanderson that you can only get from there. So these are editions of these three books that you can't get anywhere else. So we have Mistborn, Tress, and The Emperor's Soul. So the contents are the exact same, but I just wanted these different covers. And this next one is from Fairy Loot. This is Ashley Poston's new book, Sounds Like Love, and it is stunning. So it has music notes on the edges. It has a little quote about music on the back with music notes going across. This is signed by her, which is really cool, and again, music note end papers. And then the bare hardback is super fun. It has all these prints around it. I haven't read this book yet, but I am sure I'm gonna love it based off of the music themes. It says, music could be everything. It was the feeling of existing, dancing, reveling in the pouring rain. It was magic. The kind of magic that whispered you have 100 years to live, in that joyous infinite yelp that tricked you for a moment into believing that you could be infinite too. All right, we have one more fairy loot. This one must be the monthly box, so this is gonna be the adult and young adult book only. Ooh, this one's so exciting. This is Adrienne Young's new book, Fallen City. I've heard this book is amazing and this edition is gorgeous. Here are the edges. It just has the stenciled edge on the side. Here are the end papers in the front and in the back. And then the bare hardback has this really cool gold foiling on it. This one does have a reversible dust jacket. And then the other book is called 7 Deadly Thorns. I haven't heard of this book yet, but the edges are really cool and green. On the back it says, Let There Be Darkness. Here are the end papers in the front. The bare hardback has some green foiling, end papers in the back, and the reversible dust jacket. I definitely prefer the green. All right, this box is actually not bookish, but it is board games, which is fun. This board game company asked to send me this new expansion for Telestrations from Barnes & Noble. And then they also, after I expressed interest and told them I love board games, offered to send me a bunch of other things too. So this is the new like bookish expansion for Telestrations. I'm really excited. So all the prompts on this are going to be somewhat book themed, which I love. Telestrations. It's the game where you like draw something and the next person has to guess what you drew. The next person has to draw something based on their guess, and so on until you get back to the person it started with. And then you flip through with everybody and you see like where that drawing started and ended, and like if people guessed it correctly along the way. And it's just a really fun game that you can play with family or friends, and it gets everybody laughing. Flip 7 is a recent obsession of ours. We played this at my dad's, and my husband and I both love this game. It's super fun. It's a very fast card game you can play with, I think, any number of players as long as there's at least 3 people. And it's very quick. It can take 10 minutes, 20 minutes. You can really change the length of time just by how many points you want to collect. The concept is basically you keep flipping cards. You get to keep the value of the cards you flipped over, but you lose all your points that round if you flip over the same card twice. So you get to choose when to stop flipping, but it's kind of like a game of chance, and you're trying to catch up if you're behind or stay ahead if you aren't, but you could get lucky and have a bunch of cards in a row that aren't the same, or I've had it happen where multiple times I flip over the same card twice in a row. But it's a fun game anyways. Even if you lose, I really just have a blast playing this always. They also sent a base game of Telestrations. I think this is like a newer edition. This one's the party pack that can play up to 8 players, so I'm super excited for that. Then we have Hues and Clues, which is a really fun game with a bunch of colors. I've played this with family and friends, and it's always a blast. Basically, I think there's 2 teams normally, and you have to try to get one person to guess a specific square. Your goal is to get them to get the exact square, or at least a square that's like surrounding it, but all you can tell them is one word. So the example here is flamingo, and then they're gonna guess somewhere in this pink region, but you wanna give a clue that's gonna be specific enough that's gonna get you in the correct area, and hopefully a better clue than the other team. And then the last one I've actually never played. This one's called Blank Slate. It says it's a game of addicting predictions. You're picking one of over 250 word cue cards, and you have to write the word you think best completes the phrase and try to match it exactly to another player's word without giving a single hint away. It sounds hard, but this one sounds like a fun one too. These next 2 books were a birthday present from one of my best friends over on TikTok. Her name's Jensen. You might know her as the Bookish Blondie, but she was way too kind, and she sent me not 1 but 2 special edition books for my birthday. And these aren't just any special editions. These are some of my favorite romance books. So the first one is The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is the first book in the Dreamland Billionaire series, and this special edition is to die for. It has really cool end papers, gorgeous sprayed edges all the way around, but I didn't even know this until I opened it. It has character art prints in the back. So here's the first one, the second one, so cute, and here's the last one. I am just obsessed. This one is a billionaire romance that's set in this world's equivalent of Disneyland, and it's so much fun. And then we also have The Deal, which is the first book in the Off-Campus series, and this is my favorite hockey romance series. I love these books so much. This is by Elle Kennedy, and she writes some of the best sports romance and college romance I've ever read. I love all of her books, but this was the first one I read of hers, so it has sentimental value for that reason. Here are the end papers of this one, and this also has a gorgeous art print of Hannah and Garrett. This one's a fake dating college hockey romance. The FMC's a singer, and they are so cute together. This next box is from Once Upon a Book Club, and this is their mini box. I've never gotten one of their mini boxes before, but it still comes with a gorgeous book, but it has, I think, 2 gifts instead of the normal 4 to 5. What do you think? Ooh, so this one is for Daughter of the Pirate King, which is a book I've already read, but they came out with their own special edition edges, which I thought was really neat. As always, we have a little packet with discussion questions. It has a themed bookmark, a sticker. These normally have a signed book plate, but I think this one doesn't because it is the mini, which totally fine. What are you doing? This has, 1 second. This has dust jackets in it for a book. I'll take these out and then you can have this to play with. 1 second, bud. 1 second. I don't know why he wants to play with this, but there you go. Sometimes he likes to chew on cardboard, so I'm thinking that he thinks this is gonna be easier to tear apart than it will be. What about this? This one you can actually tear. But anyways, I thought that was fun. And then it came with 2 gifts, one for page 28 and one for page 298. All right, the first gift that was for page 28 is this cool like bookish box. It's called a book storage box, and it says to use this hollow book to hide your treasures like Alosa's dagger in plain sight on your bookshelf, which I think is really fun. I'm probably gonna use this for like bookmarks and little bookish items. Sometimes PR boxes have random items like this that I don't know what to do with. And so I feel like this will be a fun little box to keep everything in. And it looks like a book on my shelf, which is fun. And then the second box was for page 298. And this one was an ankle bracelet. So this is Alosa's ankle bracelet, and it has some shells on it, which is fun. So that was the mini box. Obviously, it doesn't come with as many items or necessarily as high value items as some of their other boxes because of the price point, but such a fun little gift box. I always love opening these. And if you haven't read this book, it's really fun. It's a young adult pirate like fantasy book, and the whole series is a blast. I've read the first 2 books so far. All right, I think we've officially reached the end of our book haul here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of my other Vlogmas / Bookmas videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.